Hi guys, it's Kaz here. It is the first Monday of the month, so that means it is Media Monday. This is a new series that I started last month, and it's basically going through stuff that I've done, seen, watched, happened that isn't books throughout the month. So yeah, this is all the stuff from December. So first of all, I am so behind on this, and I've been hearing about this show for years, but finally I started watching Killing Eve, and it's really good. I understand why there's so much hype about it. I've not finished season 2 yet, but I'm like towards the end of season 2, I believe. I like binged the whole of season 1 and 2/3 of season 2, but then I was like, right, calm down. I don't just want to watch it all in like 2 days. I want to savour it a little bit because yeah, it's really good. Who knew? So this is a TV show about an assassin and the woman that is meant to be finding the assassin, and then they have a really unhealthy obsession with each other. And yeah, I'm very much enjoying it so far. Also, there was one episode in season 2 that had Julian Barrett in, who, if you know the Mighty Boosh, you all know the Mighty Boosh. And it's funny because the character's name was Julian in there also, but it was weird because he didn't have his moustache. But yeah, it was very cool to see him, and I just think the series is really good. Jodie Comer has been in so many things, and I know she's a really good actress, but in my mind I still just think Chloe from My Mad Fat Diaries. So yeah, I just really enjoyed the TV show. I'm sure I'll carry her on in January. Well, we'll see, because there's something else that I'm kind of watching all at the moment, which I'll talk about right now. The second thing, the main thing that I watched in December is Merli. This is a Spanish/Catalan show. It's just like a teen drama-y thing, but it's really cool because it's about a philosophy teacher, and every episode is named after a philosopher, and then it just talks about actual philosophy concepts in it while also being like a teen drama, and you follow all of the students and stuff and all of their life and everything that's going on, and it's just really good. And yes, this is a TV show that I've been wanting to watch properly for many years, but I could never find the full episodes with English subtitles on them. I've watched bits and pieces, I've watched little sections of it. I actually know how the series ends, like the last series of this ends, but I've never actually managed to find it from start to finish, every episode in full with English subtitles, and now I have, so I am enjoying it very much. I don't think I've finished season 1 yet. I think there's either 3 or 4 seasons, I can't remember. But yes, I'm enjoying it. I did philosophy at college and it's just fun, and then you get all like the fun drama-y bits in between, which I'm always a fan of. It's just easy watching, but also with philosophy involved as well. And this was the first thing that I saw Carlos Cuervos in, and I've seen him in like Somebody Has to Die, Smiley, even the spin-off of Merli Sauper Aude is how I think it's pronounced, it's Latin. I've watched all of that because that is on Netflix before I actually watched the proper series. So yeah, very much enjoying that, and that's what I'm watching at the moment. But it's one of those things that it's hard when it's a foreign show that I'm watching because I can't do anything else at the same time because I have to watch it to read the subtitles. So yeah, very much enjoying that though. And then another thing that I watched in December I did so many things, I watched so many things. I'm going to talk about 3 movies in a moment, and a lot of the time I don't even watch 1 movie a month, so there's a lot of watching. So the other main thing I watched was a Netflix show called Everything Now, and I mentioned My Mad Fat Diary earlier, randomly, but this, when I read the synopsis, gave me Mad Fat Diaries vibes because it's about a girl who has just been in a clinic for an eating disorder, comes out and has to like learn how to reintegrate with her friend group and then that sort of stuff. So it very much read My Mad Fat Diary but 2023. And if you liked My Mad Fat Diary, you definitely will like this show, but it does stand on its own as well, because saying it's like this show is like saying that every show set in a school is the same as every other show set in a school, or every show that's a police drama is the same as a police drama, you know what I mean? Like, things have a thing, but it is really good. Like I said, it's about this friend group, and they make this list of all the things that we want to get done that they haven't experienced yet. Well, May, I think her name was, who is the main character who has the eating disorder, and it's all about doing things on this list, but it's also about relationships and family and mental health and physical health and trauma and all the stuff, and I very much enjoyed it. So yeah, if you've not watched it yet, you should. I've got 3 films to talk about and then 2 other things. So I think I'm going to talk about one of the other things first, and then I'll do my middle split of the cats and then the others, because that makes sense. So I photographed 1 concert in December. That was the Anti-Affliction, and I had a lot of fun. It was really cool because all my photography pals were there, and a few like weeks later, or whenever it was, we also got together for a meal for Christmas, like the little photography gang, without our cameras, without being in a really loud venue. We actually sat down and had a meal, and it was really nice. But anyway, I'm talking about the gig right now. So the first support were Mugshot. They were fine. They were a band. They played music. I didn't dislike it, but I wasn't like into it in any sort of way. The next support was Alpha Wolf, who I very much did enjoy. I thought these were really good. They had really good energy. I'd never heard of them before. They were another Australian band, because the Anti-Affliction are also Australian. And yeah, I really like the vibes, and I've listened to a few of their songs after the fact. And yeah, it was a good time. The main support was from Comeback Kid, who are a band that's been around for a really long time, but I've never really listened to. And again, like, they played music, the music was fine, but there was nothing engaging about it. So they played like a 45-minute set, and they played, what, 12 or 13 songs in that set. There was just no talking in between. I didn't know what any of the songs were called. It was just song, 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 song. And I'm sure fans of Comeback Kid would have absolutely loved that, because it meant they just heard more songs than they could have done. But I didn't know who they were. Well, I knew of them, but I didn't know any of their songs, so I wasn't really bothered about the songs, and I didn't get any engagement from it. And now I have to write reviews. I hate writing reviews, but when I'm taking pictures I have to write reviews, and I'm like, they played some songs, they did some stuff, but like, where's the stuff that I can write about? Because it's really annoying writing reviews. And then the main event was the Anti-Affliction, and I very much enjoyed them. What's really weird is that I've seen them, I think, 6 times now. I do have like a sheet thing that I write down all of the bands I see and then mark down how many times I've seen them, because I just like knowing stuff. So yeah, I had a look at that. I'm pretty sure I've seen them 6 times, and every time I see them I'm like, these are good. But this is the first time I've actually thought, now I'm going to listen to some of their songs afterwards, because I had a good time. I took some fun photos, and yeah, I have actually got a few of their songs in my regular playing list. So that's always a bonus. It's about time, really, because every time I sell them I like them, but I just never got around to actually listening to them properly. Randomly, before we get onto the sponsors of the video, that's just the cats, guys. I'm not actually sponsored by anyone, obviously. But talking about music, I have been listening to so much 36 Crazy Fists this month. Well, in December. They were my favourite band when I was younger growing up, and for some reason I just like got in the zone of 36 Crazy Fists, and I've listened to most of the songs on A Snowcat Romance and Rest Inside the Flames just a lot in December. So yeah, that's what I've been listening to in December. And now here is a video of some cats, and then I'll be back with the other stuff. So we're back onto the watching stuff, because like I said, I watched a bunch of stuff in December. So the first film I watched was Renfield, and somebody did recommend this film to me, and can I remember who it was? No, I can't, but I'll try and remember and then potentially link their channel down below. I was in a live stream and we were talking about films, and they said, watch Renfield, it's really good. And I'll try and remember and link them down there. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was a really fun time. This has Nicholas Hoult in it, and he's the like personal assistant of Dracula, but he doesn't want to be. He just wants to live his life and just exist. And it was fun. It was fun and also really gory, and there's loads of really cool bloody death scenes. So it's like the best of both worlds. There's loads of blood. It's really cool, but then also it's fun. So yeah, I did enjoy this. Thanks for the recommendation. I'd literally never heard of this film before, so yeah. Another film I watched was Scream 6. My brother is a massive Scream fan, and I just mentioned that it was on Now TV one time when I was at his. I was like, oh, Scream 6 is on there, and he's like, well, put it on there, and then we just watched it. And yeah, I enjoyed this. I feel like it doesn't have the same vibe as the original Screams, as it's not gonna, because it's different. But I did enjoy it. I feel like The one that came out last time, Scream 5, which was also a new one, had this as well, where it feels more brutal and it feels more like more dark and less fun. It still has the like the meta stuff where they're talking about, oh, this is how a scary movie works, this is what happens in a horror film, these people are suspects. I love the meta stuff in Scream, and this still has the meta stuff, but I feel like it doesn't have the same jovial feeling about it. I did enjoy the film still, but it's like in the first few Screams you know that the people are under the mask are just teenagers because they fall over stuff, they don't always win, they're a little bit, they're not like a professional murderer, they're just, sometimes they go wrong, they fall over, they do stuff wrong, they get stuff thrown at them and stuff like that. But I feel like the most recent films, it's too like cold-blooded killer-esque. They're too good at it. It's like, why are these professional murderers? No, they're meant to just be a person that's in the film that's doing the murdering. But yeah, they just feel a little bit too clinical, a little bit too clean, a little bit too, here's a big fat murderer that's like been a professional murderer for 20 years or whatever. You know what I mean? If you've seen it, maybe you know what I mean. But I still did enjoy it, nonetheless. And then last but not least, I watched Shazam #2, which is called The Fury of the Gods. And this was a really fun film. I really enjoyed the first Shazam. I don't really watch any DC films, not for any particular reason, they just don't like call to me. I did watch the first Aquaman, I quite liked that. But like, I've never seen Wonder Woman, I've never seen the running guy, whatever his name is, I've never seen Justice League, I've never seen the Batman and the Superman. I don't really care about Batman and Superman, I feel like they're the worst out of all of the superheroes. But anyway, I watched Shazam and I really enjoyed it, and then I saw that Shazam #2 was on Now TV, and yeah, I watched it and this was a really fun time as well. I thought the baddies had some really cool powers. There was this one where they like moved stuff around and it was just really cool visually and just something different that I'd never seen before. And the characters are all fun because it's a whole thing of them being kids and then Shazamming into adults. There's a lot of fun there because they're just like, they've got kid brains, so that's always a fun time. And yeah, I thought this film was very enjoyable and fun and good, and just one of them things that's just easy watching and you will enjoy it. You don't have to think too much. The popcorn flick, fun times. So yes. And then the last thing I want to talk about is some escape rooms. So we did technically do one escape room in real life, but it wasn't really for us. It was a Christmas themed one for kids and we were just sort of stood there watching the kid do the escape room. So I'm not really going to talk about that one. It didn't really have much about it for like adults to, if we were in there on our own it would have taken like 2 minutes, and with the child it only took about 1/4 of an hour, and it was meant to be like an hour-long escape room, no, 45 minutes one. So yeah, it was fun for him. He got some chocolate and stuff, but it was fine. It wasn't really an escape room for us. But New Year's Eve, when everybody else is out partying and getting drunk and stuff, me and my sister and my mum did 3 escape rooms at home. Yes, this is how we chose to spend our New Year's Eve. So first of all we did the Pharaoh's Tomb. This is an exit the game escape room, so you get all the different things in here. There's a booklet, there's loads of stuff, there's things, and there's clues and cryptic stuff, and you just have to escape. This was, you're in a tomb and you have to escape the tomb before you get locked in the tomb forever. And then after that one we did this one, which is Dead Man on the Orient Express, which was more like sort of Cluedo-esque. There was a bunch of different suspects and you have to complete the clues to get actual clues for the murder and then try and figure out who did it and stuff like that. And yeah, this was really fun. And then last but not least, we did this one. This one is Escape from the Museum, a mini escape room, and this one was a lot chiller than these two. So these two take several hours to do. There's a lot of sitting around thinking. It's like you need to have multiple people because every single one of us at several points throughout playing these games were sat there stumped, and then somebody else was just like, oh, and it clicked in their head like, oh, this is how you do this, or oh, let's try this. So it's definitely, these ones are definitely games that like you have to have more than one person on to try and use your critical thinking or try and think outside the box. All of us are better at different things. Well, this one is more of a fun, easy one that's sort of an entryway into escape rooms. So I guess if you're from the UK and you want to try out escape rooms that are in your house, this one's only £3 from the works. So Maybe they still sell them. Maybe it's even less than that now because it's not Christmas anymore. Who knows? But this one was a fun time. It didn't take too much time, but it was enjoyable, and the cards in here are really nice. They're so thick. I was like, the quality of this is so good. But yeah, we did all 3 of these on New Year's Eve. That is what we did with our time. And now we have it. That is December wrapped up. But not the books. That video will come out later. But yeah, let me know down below if you watched any of these things or done any of these things, or some stuff that you did or watched. I always ask this, I say always, I've done one of these videos in the past, but if you're from the UK and you know of any escape room that you really like, let me know, because we will drive there and we will do it. Even if you're not in the UK, we did 3 in Portugal. That video will come eventually. On my days, I still haven't done my Portugal vlog, and we went in October, but it will come eventually. But yes, do all the things if you want, all the liking and the commenting and subscribing if you want, and I will see you in a few days with another video. We've got loads to come out. It's the new year. It's going to be packed, so join in. Bye.